I'd explored abandoned buildings before. It was a hobby of mine. The mystery, the legends, the idea of rays shining through a broken window. It all drew me in. But this particular building made me rethink my interests. I've been exploring the building for a solid 30 minutes. It was an old mansion. There have been stories of people hearing voices coming from inside, but that didn't stop me. I never believed the stories that made me explore, mainly because all of them had been duds. Anyway, I was trying to open a stubborn door when all the noise just stopped. Complete silence. The chirping of the birds, the sound of cars passing by, they're all just gone. It's like the world outside had just disappeared. Even the dust reflecting the light seemed to freeze in place. The air felt heavy, like a car was on top of me. Then out of the corner of my eye, I saw something move. I turned to see what it was, and just like that, the sound was back. The birds, the cars, even the dust seemed to regain motion. I immediately scanned my surroundings, looking for anything at the time. I tried rationalizing what just happened. The silence? An acoustic flaw in the building? A dead zone or something? I told myself. The thing I saw in the corner of my eye? Trick of the light? I told myself. But I felt an overwhelming sense of dread after I went back to trying the door. I wasn't going to let that ward me off. Eventually, I got the door open. A bookshelf had fallen in front of the door. The door handle, being rusty, didn't help either. After I was done exploring the room, which turned out to be a guest room, I started to look for the source of the thing in the corner of my eye. Despite my best efforts, I couldn't rationalize it. When I left the room, I saw a bookshelf tipped over that I swear was upright a few minutes ago. At this point, it was getting dark. I had started exploring at evening, and I expected this to take a while, so I brought a flashlight. I was looking around when I heard a noise. I turned my flashlight towards the sound. Then I saw it, bright glowing eyes, along with long sharp claws that wrapped around the corner of the wall. I didn't stick around to see more of it. I immediately turned and ran back to the guest room. I slammed the door shut behind me, immediately barricading it with furniture. I was in a cold sweat. After seeing it, at first I thought I was relieved that I got away, but then I realized that I was stuck. After that, I listened for anything. The silence felt impossibly long, but then I heard it. Distorted screams and growls. It was faint at first, but it was getting louder and louder. Eventually, it was right outside the door. It was banging the door. I thought it was going to break it down, but then it stopped. It was still there, but it was like it was looking for a way in. Whatever it was not happy I got away. I was catching my breath when I heard a loud crash. Then I looked over to the boarded up window where I saw those familiar glowing eyes. When it realized I saw it immediately, it started banging against the window, trying to break through. I had to find a way out. I couldn't go through the main door, as it would take too long to move the furniture I had placed in front of me. The very things I used to protect myself are now putting me in danger. I quickly scanned the room. I saw a door leading to what I hoped was a hallway. I tried opening it, but the door handle was rusted. The thing was almost through, so I started kicking the door, trying to open it. Luckily, the wood was rotted, making it easy to get through. It wasn't a hallway like I hoped. My heart sank, but then I saw it, a hole in a wall, but that thing had made it through. I didn't hesitate to run through the hole. There was no time to. It wasn't a large hole, though, so I had cut myself on a sharp piece of wood. I looked behind me and saw that it couldn't reach me. I took a moment to look around. I was in a dark hallway. I didn't recognize the area. I assumed it was an area behind the door. I couldn't seem to budge. But before I could catch my breath, I heard a loud bang. That thing had broken through the wall. I immediately ran, hoping the hallway led to an exit. I looked around behind me to get a better look of it. It was giant and lanky, along with those long, sharp claws and glowing eyes I had seen before, and its teeth were unbelievably sharp. Wherever that thing was, it was not natural. As I was running, I could hear its footsteps. They sounded heavy. I could hear what I can only assume was the floorboard cracking with each one of its steps. Eventually, I saw a light and exit, but it was closing in. I ran as fast as I could and put as much power behind each step that I could. When I got out, I didn't stop running until I got to my car. I had barely gotten out with my life. If it wasn't for that rotten wood and that hole in the wall, I wouldn't have gotten away. Sometimes, when I'm alone and that same silence I experienced that day happens again, I can only hope my mind playing tricks on me.